History is filled with great leaders, but few have demonstrated the power to turn a moment of scarcity into an undeniable feast. On a quiet, grassy hillside near the Sea of Galilee, a massive crowd had gathered, leaving behind their daily lives, to hear the teachings of a man who spoke with an authority they had never known. The hours passed like minutes, and as the sun began to dip toward the horizon, the air filled with the quiet murmur of a tired and hungry multitude. The disciples, looking out over the thousands of faces, felt the familiar sting of limitation and urged Jesus to send the people away to the surrounding villages to buy food. But Jesus, with a heart of profound compassion and a gaze that saw beyond their human logic, turned to the disciples and told them to give the people something to eat themselves. The panic was instantaneous as Philip quickly calculated the cost, realizing that even 8 months of wages would not be enough to give everyone a single bite. Then a young boy stepped forward, offering a small, humble basket containing just 5 small barley loaves and 2 fish, an offering that seemed utterly ridiculous against the scale of the need. Jesus took the boy's lunch, looked up into the golden sky, and offered a prayer of thanksgiving to the Father. Breaking the bread and handing it to the disciples. What happened next defies all natural explanation. As the disciples passed the baskets through the crowd, the food did not run out. Instead, it multiplied in their hands, feeding 5,000 men plus women and children, until every single person was completely satisfied. As the feast concluded under the descending golden light, the vibrant valley landscape revealed the incredible scale of the thousands who had been fed, their hearts and minds forever changed by the generosity they had just experienced. The disciples began to gather the fragments, collecting exactly 12 full baskets of leftovers, while talking among themselves with animated gestures, finally realizing the true, divine nature of the man standing before them. With far more left over than the original offering, the followers gathered around a small, crackling campfire in the quiet night, reflecting on the profound magnitude of the day's event. They watched Jesus sitting calmly in the firelight, his face illuminated with the serene, unchanging peace that defied the impossible reality of the miracle. A slow, sweeping camera pan glides across the empty, peaceful hillside where the massive crowd had sat, now quiet, dark, and beautifully bathed in the vastness of the starlit sky. This incredible miracle is carefully recorded in all 4 Gospels, and here we see a group of local fishermen on the Sea of Galilee looking toward the shore, whispering in awe about the miracle they cannot fully comprehend. It endures as a timeless beacon of hope, echoing across the wide, majestic view of the high mountains behind the sea, emphasizing the boundless, vast scope of the natural and spiritual world. The camera focuses on a close-up of the small wooden basket. Though now empty, it remains warm and radiant, resting near the flickering, glowing embers of the fire. A new day dawns with a vibrant, glowing sunrise cresting over the mountains. It symbolizes a fresh perspective, showing us that our greatest human limitations are simply the canvas upon which abundance is drawn. Jesus walks calmly along the edge of the water, leaving steady footprints in the wet sand as the new day begins, a reminder that even the smallest, most humble offering placed in the right hands can change the world. As the morning sun warms the hillside, the disciples wake up with a renewed sense of purpose and quiet strength. A young woman from the crowd smiles warmly, remembering the taste of the shared bread and folding her hands in sincere gratitude. An old man looks up into the brightening sky, his clasped hands reflecting the deep, comforting hope found in the day's events. The young boy who provided the lunch sleeps peacefully near the tree, clutching a small piece of the bread. A small sprout pushes its way from a crevice in the rock, serving as a beautiful symbol of strength emerging from humble beginnings. Jesus watches over the waters, his posture communicating an enduring, unwavering sense of love and compassion. The disciples approach a small village, carrying their empty baskets and preparing to share their extraordinary story with others. The townspeople gather around the disciples with wide, expectant eyes, listening intently to the story of the 5 loaves. A young child sits nearby, listening closely to the narrative and tracing an outline in the dirt using a small stick. The simple drawing in the dirt clearly shows the bright sun and the 5 small loaves. We see a wide view of a vast, golden wheat field swaying in the wind, a powerful symbol of provision and growth. A close-up captures a single golden stalk catching the sun's rays in vivid detail. Jesus engages with the disciples, demonstrating how to serve one another with humility and unending grace. The disciples nod in deep understanding, their faces showing the spark of realization and spiritual maturity. A stylized illustration shows 12 full baskets, casting a warm and welcoming glow. The hillside is bathed in the peaceful, serene colors of a beautiful golden hour. A tender close-up shows the young boy's hand resting on Jesus' arm, depicting a strong bond between the young and the divine. Jesus turns and smiles directly toward the viewer, offering an invitation of grace and presence. An abstract stream of light flows from the hills, representing abundant, unending grace. The sun begins to set over the horizon, painting the sky with rich tones of purple, orange, and gold. A silhouette stands on the mountain peak, looking out into the expansive world with a renewed sense of courage. The small, humble basket rests once again on the grass, empty, but surrounded by soft, glowing light. There is always more than enough. You were born for the victory.